Because 1 year ago in Simchat Torah, Hamas succeeded in murdering our bodies. But if we allow them to get us down and depressed, if we allow them to keep us from serving Hashem with joy and dancing, well, then we are handing them another victory on a silver platter. We're handing them a spiritual victory. And as my wife Shana said, as we're approaching Simchat Torah, that this year we are not only dancing for the victims of last year's massacre, we're not only dancing for those who are still captive, we're also dancing for them, meaning in their stead. They can't dance, but we're dancing for us, and we're dancing for them. And we will dance with more passion and love and vigor and joy than ever for them. And so ironically, it appeared that there wasn't going to be a minyan at the farm for Simchat Torah. Jeremy spoke about this last Shabbat, but I want to speak about, Simchat Torah, which was strange because I can't remember the last Shabbat or holiday that we didn't have a prayer service at the farm. And to not have one on Simchat Torah seemed tragic. But I'm just trying to put my hands up for everything. And Jeremy said, fine, it's okay. We will go and we'll walk with our families to the nearby village of Ibea Nachal, who we love over there, and we'll celebrate with them, and they're very special people. And we went there at night, and it looked like it was an armory. There were maybe, I don't know how many rifles and guns, and there was just all these guys that got out of the army just for that day and came to dance with their families and their children. It was really special. But when we were walking home, we saw that apparently there had been a miscommunication, that there was a prayer service, a very unique prayer service that was dancing in our house of prayer were maybe 11 or 12 people, nearly half of which appeared to be mentally disabled in wheelchairs. And the others appeared to be their caretakers. And it turns out that they were a last-second group staying at the farm, and they warmly and hopefully invited us to join them the next day, so they wouldn't just have a quorum of 10, but we'd be able to. And of course, like if that is an opportunity, Jeremy and I both said, of course, we're going to do that, no question. And prayers were called to begin at 9 a.m. And 9 a.m. came, and no one was there. Okay, that happens, fine. 9:30, nobody there. 10 o'clock, nobody there. Keep in mind, this is a year from Simchat Torah. I have all of these expectations and visions in my mind of how I'm going to dance and what this is going to be. And then 10:30, nobody there. Nobody there. And I was getting increasingly upset. But then that spiritual immune system kicked in and said, no, I'm not going to let that happen. This too is from Hashem. Gam Zula Tova, this is for the good. Einod Milvado, there's nothing other than Hashem. And the spirit came over me, giving me the strength to just dispense of the expectations and the feelings of anger and embrace what was. And so I just went into the house of prayer and grabbed the Torah and started dancing and singing with all of my heart and all of my soul on the top of my lungs as I danced around the house of prayer all alone. I was just alone. There was people outside. Shana was outside with the kids talking to neighbors, and they all just looked, what is Ari doing? Dancing with such fervor all alone. And, my kids came in and they started a little bit. And then a few other people showed up and danced. And within the next hour or so, they all came. And more than that, we all danced for hours with these holy, mentally disabled Jews. And you could tell that the physical realm they were disconnected from, and the spiritual realm they were hyper connected to. And they were just smiling and joy and prayers and blessings and the sweet holy people that were taking care of them. We were all dancing together, and more people came, many more. I don't even know where they came from. And it was like a Hasidic story. And we danced until nearly 3 o'clock. I really believe it was the most exalted Simchat Torah that I've ever had. I was even honored to bless the Torah for what is known as the children's blessing, when the children all congregate under the prayer shawl. And then there's one person that comes up and blesses the Torah, and the children are all around them, and they all say Amen, and it's so exciting for them. I got to be that guy. And I think Jeremy made that happen. I'm not sure. If you did, Jeremy, that was very kind. And if not, you could have tried to make that happen. I would have appreciated that. But anyways, when we read the Torah on Simchat Torah, we finish the last verses of Dvarim, Deuteronomy, and then we begin Bereshit, Genesis, immediately thereafter. So there's not one moment without our being immersed in the Torah. And I always felt like a little cheated, because that means that Genesis, which is arguably the most powerful and mystical of all portions, we don't even get an entire week to study it. But that is Simchat Torah, and that's the nation of Israel, and we celebrated and danced like never before.